In the documentary called What the Health, a common link between institutionalized racism and the meat and dairy industry is brought up as a topic of interest to support the argument that not only does eating meat support animal abuse and animal slaughter, but it also supports systematic racism and then some. Yes, businesses have programmed certain individuals to eat a certain way because they want to kill off that particular populace of mankind. But the notion that these businesses are literally shoving the food down these people's throats because they can't afford to eat right is asinine. With food stamps, one can have a plant based diet as much as having an animal based one. They call it New Age slavery. And I agree that mental enslavement is, in fact, an important thing in our modern age. And racism pretty much exists within nearly every billion-dollar corporation in the world, right? But I don't agree that simply just eating meat or drinking milk is inherently a support of systematic racism and slavery, just like how going or being vegan isn't always a support of wage or traditional enslavement that entails an aggregation of enslaved people harvesting, pulling, or picking a list of certain foods vegans jizz over. Ultimately, the message of this art is go vegan or drop dead while being some sort of supervillain. Maybe I'm just melodramatic here. Maybe that's how I'm being. Also, in this documentary, the humans are omnivores argument is addressed and is refuted by saying that a grizzly bear is a true example of an omnivore, while humans exist as simply frugivores. Further, they went on into this segment by stating that protein comes from plants, and no animal on Earth can create protein by not eating plants or eating something that had a plant-based diet. Okay, I agree with the whole you don't have to eat meat to get protein position. But what's funny to me is the moment a meat eater tells a condescending vegan, yes, I do get my protein from plants. The vegan lashes out at them and tells them that they don't get their protein from plants and they're horrible for getting it from animals instead. Pretty much only they can say how you get your protein. If you're truthful with yourself and the facts presented to you, you are still chalked up as an immoral piece of shit anyway. I thought it was amusing that bodybuilders and athletes were interviewed. I thought it didn't really showcase that going vegan is superior to not being vegan. And my reason for thinking that is obvious. There are legendary athletes, Olympian medalists throughout history who often had a mix of both meat and plant-based foods during the training process to be a great athlete. The anti-meat eater crowd would then most likely respond to this statement by mentioning the existence of vegan inventors, creators, and artists, as if no meat eater in history invented something useful, created something influential, wrote a profound story, or sang or created a song that existed as a catalyst for goosebumps. Depending on who you are, going or being vegan can have a negative effect on mental health more so than physical health, while choosing not to be vegan can have a negative effect on your physical health more so than your mental health. Cancer and whatever else can happen to the best and worst of us. Cancer and whatever else like it doesn't really discriminate